What's up, everyone?
Yo, what's going on?
We are back.
Finally.
Thank you. Welcome to the Nothin But Net Show. I'm your co-host, Jamar.
And I'm your co-host, Mikey. NBA preseason's back. Nothin But Net's back. And we got some topics for you. First, are the Lakers overrated?
Are they?
Who's coming out the East? Hopefully it's the Heat, but we'll talk about that.
We also got a special discussion at the end, sparked up by a late-night text conversation between me and this guy over here.
What we got? Let them know.
Which pairing will make a better duo? Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, or the new duo in town, LeBron James and Anthony Davis?
I mean, you might be able to pick. You might be able to know who we picked, but...
maybe they might not. Let's see.
You guys got to wait.
Stay tuned.
Up on the set, ballin' nothing but net. Posting my clips, shut down the internet. First like it, comment what you like best. I won't pass it like boy, put me to the test. Nothing but net show, you know we coming up. Cop our merch if you wanna show love. Sub to our channel, help us level up. Nothing but net show, you know we coming up.
As LeBron James put it, Staples Center won the summer. I don't think that's a debate.
Yeah.
The Clippers added Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to their already stacked, tenacious defensive team that took the Warriors to 6 games. The only team to take the healthy Warriors to 6 games. They didn't even have a star. They now added Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to that team.
What the Lakers do?
The Lakers, on the other hand,
What they do?
added Anthony Davis, a new head coach, a new coaching staff in general, and other players as well.
Jeez.
But some people may be reacting a little too quickly to their team. Mikey, I want to ask you, are the Lakers overrated at this point in time?
At this point in time, yes, simply because they haven't played a meaningful minute together.
Okay.
We have Anthony Davis. We have LeBron James. I mean, for basketball, when you have 2 of the top 5 players in the world on one team, pretty stacked. More often than not, you're going to win a ring with that. But at the same time, we haven't seen the rest of the roster and how they're going to play out. We haven't seen point guard Bron. We have not seen point guard Bron, even though we have somewhat, but a true point guard LeBron. It's going to be very interesting to see. So just based on right now, how early it is, they're overrated just because you can't put a ring on their finger just yet. As we saw with Golden State, things can happen.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think for the question, are they overrated? It really depends, well...
How do you rate them?
What are you rating them as? Yeah. Exactly. If you're saying they're going to win the ring, to be honest with you, they're not... I don't have them as the favorites in their conference. I think
they're the Clippers... team in their building.
The Clippers, right. The Clippers are... If we're just talking basketball, at this one moment in time, again, they're not fully healthy. We have to wait to see how Paul George, assuming he will be Paul George.
How Kawhi mesh, that should be interesting.
Yeah, we have to see all of that. But assuming they'll be what we expect them to be, the Clippers are the best team in the league. Yeah. Now, it's a lot closer. There's not a gap that the Warriors have with the rest of the league.
Yeah, that's very true.
But the Clippers are the best team in the league right now. I think the 76ers have an amazing chance this year. They're the best team in the East. They should get through the East with little to no problems, and they should be in the finals and pose a very interesting threat, especially if Ben Simmons is really hitting those shots how it's looking like he does.
We don't believe those.
We don't believe it till we see it. Ben, videos. I know you watch this show. We got to see.
We know you got it in you.
Yeah,
but we got to see it on the court.
You got to hit them. But I think they're overrated in the sense that we can't crown them champions right now. Now, I will say, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, to me, are 2 of the top 3. I'll say 4. 2 of the top 4 players in the NBA today.
Okay.
And whenever you have that on a team, now mind you, Kawhi and Paul George are 2 of the top 10 players in the league, probably a lot
with the
higher,
better
probably like 7 or 8. But what I'm saying is, whenever you have 2 of the top players in the league,
you got a chance.
Can't count them out. You got a chance for sure. Especially in a league. Yes, basketball is a team sport, but it's a sport where a player or 2 can make a huge difference. Yeah. So, they might be a little overrated right now. People are saying, oh, LeBron got it. Oh, he already got the MVP. I don't know about all that.
And see, the thing, too, is the West looks really, really, really tough.
They do.
Like, you want to say, all right, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers. You have...
Which, by the way, I don't even think that'll be the top 2 seeds.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
But then you have
the Clippers
the
will be
Nuggets,
up there.
Who added Michael Porter Jr., a possible healthy Michael Porter Jr. to that. You have Houston, who went from Chris Paul to Russell Westbrook.
Upgrade.
The Jazz made several moves to add to their depth and to add to their upside.
The Jazz has 2 teams. They're so deep.
And then guess what? I didn't say the Warriors yet. They got Steph Curry, they got D'Lo, they got Draymond. I'm not saying that they're the same Warriors,
right.
but the fact that they were the 6th team that I mentioned out the West, that should let you know how stacked the West is.
Yeah,
and the Trailblazers, and your Trailblazers.
For sure. I was going to say that. You didn't mention them. I think that the Lakers will be somewhere around the 3 or 4 seed. Or what am I saying? The 4 or 5 seed I meant. I don't think they really prioritize, especially Bron, the regular season that much.
I don't think they care about
I think
wins.
they will work harder, being that it's a new team and he has to set a standard, and him and AD, because they're both the leaders of the team. But I don't necessarily think that they're going to be a top 3 seed in the East, which is where seeding is going to become very interesting. And we know from past seasons, LeBron likes to play the numbers game. So it'll be so interesting, because if the Clippers are the 1 seed, if they do get in, the Nuggets don't, or
then they're trying to go for the 3 seed. They want that 3 seed.
They need to go for the 3 seed. Exactly.
And you can't be the 5 seed either, because 4-5.
Exactly. So what are they going to be? The 6? No, they're not going to be the 6. So they need to go for that 3 seed. But if the Clippers are the 2 that allows for more relaxation, they can be the 4 or the 5.
Yeah.
Right. And this might sound ridiculous, but this is something LeBron James is known to do with previous teams.
He did it with the Pacers before. Like when he played the Pacers in the first round, he was trying to avoid the Celtics for as long as he could, knowing I'm not trying to take that hit right now.
You play the numbers game for sure. So it'll be interesting. I can't tell you guys how excited I am for the season.
Yeah.
So excited.
One more thing also, I don't think they really value wins too much. I think their biggest value to them is the Lakers.
The Lakers.
I think getting Kyle Kuzma to be comfortable as the 3rd scorer and at times the 2nd scorer on a great team like this, and then seeing LeBron James and Anthony Davis mesh, but also their space on the court, because they both primarily live in the paint, whereas Kuzma's trying to stretch it out, as is Anthony Davis, and LeBron does have the stretched out game. I think there's going to be games that you're going to see them more at the beginning of games, try to feel it out, maybe dig themselves into a hole, fight back, obviously, because they're going to be incredibly talented.
Right.
But they might not be able to get out of every hole, because it's like, oh, me and Anthony Davis are trying to work on this.
But I don't know that they're going to be in holes, because one of the biggest focuses of their training camp was trying to smack teams in the mouth first.
That's true.
And we saw it,
and
obviously.
The bench squad, too.
Obviously, it's pregame. It's pregame. But we saw it against the Warriors. The first thing, they came out their necks from the jump.
Yeah.
And if they have that mentality from the beginning, again, you have LeBron and Anthony Davis.
With a target on their back, too.
Right.
The Lakers have a big target.
Oh my gosh. I mean, LeBron all summer just disrespected by everyone left and right. I mean, all the motivation that they have coming together.
You saw the workout
and
videos.
remember, Anthony Davis is in a contract year. Anthony Davis, his contract expires at the end of the year.
He's trying to get some money.
But besides that point, he has said he's going to test free agency. Regardless.
So you got to show him something.
You don't want him to leave. Exactly. So I think there's just so much motivation going around. I think the Lakers are going to make moves for sure. But at this moment, let's not crown them king yet. They do have the king, but as a team, let's not crown them.
The kings
let's
yet.
not crown them.
As we just ended our discussion, you brought up the point of an Eastern Conference team during our Western Conference discussion.
The Sixers.
Yes.
Yep.
You had them ranked pretty highly. You said them around like 3rd or 4th after both LA teams. Do you have them coming out the East?
I think for sure they're coming out the East. I think my C's made some moves. The Celtics, they got Kemba Walker. They got Cantor. They have players coming back without, the shadow of Kyrie.
Yeah.
So that's going to help them out a bit. The Bucks, I've never been sold on Giannis. Y'all watch the show, so you know. I've always said extremely overrated in the sense of, yes, he's physically dominant during the regular season. Come postseason, there's not much there.
It's a one-trick pony.
Exactly.
Great, not even a pony.
Great trick.
He's a great trick, but it's more than a pony. It is a horse.
Okay,
now,
one trick horse. That's it.
I agree with you. I also think the 76ers. But let me play devil's advocate. Let me toss around some teams, two of which you said, and let me give you some reasons why maybe you should consider them. Let's start with the Celtics. Now, they take away Kyrie Irving, who some players didn't like. There was a bad energy, a bad juju going around them.
I think he just didn't lead them right.
With them. Yeah. So now you have Kemba Walker coming off. He's been in the playoffs twice. He's coming into a Celtics team that is thriving and they need a ring. You have that. You have another year of a healthy now Gordon Hayward. You have Jason Tatum looking to take that step forward. You have Jaylen Brown looking to take that step forward. You got Enes Kanter.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir. I'm going to tell you guys right now on the show, the Celtics will be the second best team in the East next season. The Celtics will be, I'll say it again, the second best team in the league next season.
Record-wise,
think
or
about
overall
it.
Team?
No, the team, their play.
Okay.
I don't know about their regular season record, but think about it. The year before last year, they were LeBron away from going to the finals.
Yeah.
If they didn't get, it's just
without Kyrie too.
It's like when you run into certain great players, Jordan throughout the '90s, not Kyrie, Kobe and Shaq. Like when you run in, it's the Warriors, exactly. When you run into, you ran into them. They just got LeBron. You know what I mean? If LeBron didn't happen, they would have been in the finals without Kyrie. Yeah. I think when Kyrie came back, I'm not saying that Kemba Walker is a better player than Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying that. But when Kyrie came back, he didn't lead them the right way. His play style was too aggressive. He wasn't exactly the best player, best version for the system. Exactly. I think Kemba Walker is a much better piece with that system. I think people forget how great of a coach Brad Stevens is, and I think that with their new pieces, Enes Kanter being an offensive-minded power forward, he's not Al Horford. That's a big loss. Yeah. But Enes Kanter being back, the Celtics will be the second best team in the East, and they will play the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals depending on seeding.
Okay.
Depending on seeding.
I liked how all of that sounded, but I do think the Bucks are going to be the second best team in the East. I'm
not sold on Giannis.
I don't think the Celtics have anyone to stop him. I don't think they have anywhere close to stop him.
That is true.
They had the best chance last year to stop him with Al Horford. And then you had what Kyrie Irving should have done is put buckets back to play. The defense you have to play against them is continue to score with them. Right. Because at some point, Giannis is going to get tired. Right. At some point, you are going to be able to not stop him, but slow him down.
But let me say this point about the Bucks, though. They lost. In my opinion, they got worse this summer. I mean, losing Malcolm Brogdon.
That was big. I was very surprised they got rid of him.
That's a huge loss. And Kyle Korver.
Yeah, another shooter.
Both. I mean, that's their shooting, and we've seen it. You need shooting around Giannis because he can't shoot.
He plays in one area of the court.
And you need to have the spacing on the court for him to be able to get to that area. Yeah. So I think the Bucks got worse. And I'm serious with my pick. As long as depending how the regular season goes, I got the Celtics playing the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I think those three teams are in the mix. And unfortunately, to our Toronto fan base, after number 2,
sorry guys,
Kawhi Leonard said he was gone, as were your championship aspirations.
Let's keep it real. Y'all got lucky anyways. Let's keep it all the way a buck. If we're keeping it real, you guys you were a lucky bounce away from
going to Game 7.
Hold on. You were a lucky bounce away from the 76ers going to the finals. That's 1. And 2, you were injuries away from getting swept in the finals, if we're keeping it real.
I mean, they're going to take
if we're keeping it real.
Now,
but yeah, you guys are champions regardless.
I also know you are big on Pascal Siakam. Do you think he takes that?
Told you 6 man. Got to bring it back up. Told you.
Doesn't matter. Most improved should have been De'Aaron. Whatever. Now, do you think he's going to take that step forward that you think Jason Tatum's going to take into the full stardom, or do you think the fact that Kawhi left, it leaves the hole for him to step into, but the shoes end up being too big to fill? That's what I personally think. I think the shoes are too big to fill.
He's definitely not Kawhi.
No. But do you think he can take a step into the bigger role that he was acting in, and that he was taking the steps towards without that star in front of him? Do you think he can be a lead horse?
Yeah, he has to be. Especially if he's out there talking about getting max money.
He wants that big money.
If he's talking about getting max money, he better come shoot. Forget can he? He better. If he's talking about getting max money, he needs to come in averaging 20. He needs to do exactly what he did on the defensive board on the defensive side of the floor last year. He needs to take that step. 1, the team needs it. Kyle Lowry's only getting older.
Yes.
And two, again, for his own sake, he wants a max extension. You better come with that energy for sure. Can he is a different question.
Yeah.
If I had to say one side or the other, I would probably say I would lean towards he'll be better, but not a star.
So you don't think Jason Tatum? What you see Jason Tatum is doing next year? You see him?
I got Jason Tatum. I got Tatum averaging 20 next year. I think him and Kemba are going to lead this team, like I said, to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they will be the second best team in the East. And
one last thing, I do have to ask you this because you brought this up before. Are Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker also both going to be All-Stars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker will be All-Stars. Boston will have 2 All-Stars on their team. The Sixers will have three maybe All-Stars on their team. They might. And I think Boston would be the only other team with 2.
Yeah.
I think they actually would.
Interesting. Yeah. I wasn't sure about the Tatum. I think he may end up being just because the scorer. He is somewhat of a face already at such a young age, and I think this year the game definitely takes a step forward, especially without Kyrie and with a Kemba Walker that I think just fits more in that system.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait for this season. So last night, me and Mikey were texting about basketball stuff like we always do.
The usual.
And an interesting topic came up. I sent this man back. I said, don't say another word. We're recording the show tomorrow. Let's discuss
this topic. Okay.
So we got a new look league, obviously. Some teams made moves. And we have the Lakers having in my opinion, 2 of the best 4 players in the league, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I was texting Mikey about how I was watching the preseason game, and I was like, oh my gosh, actually seeing it in person, because their games are the perfect fit for each other. You got Bron at point guard, especially with a big like AD.
An athletic rim runner that can get it from anywhere.
From anywhere. Perfect basketball fit. And I was texting him about, wow, like seeing this together is really impressive. And he said, I've seen better.
Which I have.
I've seen Steph and KD.
Which I have.
So I texted him. I said, say no more. We're discussing on the show. So, Mikey, I want you to say it in front of the people. Which duo that you think is better and why?
Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are a better duo. We saw it work. We know it worked. And when they were together, they were 2 of the top 3 players in the world.
Whoa.
Easily.
Which years?
Last year and the year before.
Last year?
Yeah.
Steph was better than Harden last year.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we saw it in the playoffs. When it came time and Harden did the usual
team sport.
Oh, and he didn't shoot 9 times. You're right. Now, we have Steph Curry, 2-time MVP, unanimous MVP, the greatest shooter that's ever graced the hardwood, and one of the most prolific players ever. And then you want a little bit extra? Oh, let me interest you in a 7-foot guard. Amazing handles, spider-like handles. His reach is from that wall to that wall. He shoots wherever he wants. He'll pull up in your face, circa 2017 Finals, Game 3, LeBron James. I mean, whatever you want. You want him to go get buckets while he has a torn Achilles? Oh, go look at last year. 4 shots, 12
that
points.
That man, oh my gosh.
He came in the league averaging 20. He had 4 scoring titles in his first 6 years.
Is it my turn?
2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, all against one LeBron James. So I don't really see how you can have Anthony Davis and LeBron James better when both players are better than Anthony Davis.
Is it my turn? Thank you. Well, you laid out a very great point. I'm not going to sit here and, first of all, let me preface my comments by saying Steph and KD, my Lord. I mean, we saw
Best offensive duo
we
ever.
saw it play out on the basketball court. You have obviously the greatest shooter of all time.
And the greatest
you
scorer
have
of all time.
the greatest scorer of all time.
What more do you want? What more do you want?
With that being said, LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be a better duo in the sense of, let me say, I'm not comparing careers, I'm not comparing accomplishments. I'm saying the duo, you're taking basketball players. You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis as basketball players. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant as basketball players. Which two are you taking? And did I talk during your turn? Let me talk, man. It's my turn. I am taking LeBron and Anthony Davis specifically because I got them both as better players than Steph Curry. I said it.
Wild.
Anthony Davis in 2019 is a better player than Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry is the biggest defensive liability on the Warriors for his entire career. I mean, that's something that we haven't seen him adjust, we haven't seen him change. Teams in the playoffs and the finals now it hasn't worked because of their offensive power, but they have literally called 70% of their players as ISOs to get switches through screens and all of that to have Steph Curry guarding their best player. We've seen it time and time again, series and series. They're not going to do that on Bron because they know, he won't play regular season he won't play defense during the regular season. It's cute to watch and all that, but they know when the playoffs come, they know what's up. They're not going to do that on Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate and might very well win Defensive Player of the Year this year. He said that's his goal. So 2019, again, just choosing basketball players, I'm sorry. I think LeBron and Anthony Davis are actually, which is wild to say. I know what Steph and KD are, but I think they will make the more skilled basketball tandem.
It's not how it is. And if you want to say the defensive liability, yes, he's the worst defensive player when on the court you have Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala.
No,
Klay
but
Thompson,
it's not that.
Draymond
It's not that. It's not that he's the worst out of them. It's that he's a terrible defender.
I mean, when Harden
He
and
has been
Chris
his
Paul the
entire
past 2
career.
years try to ISO him, they didn't end up scoring the majority of the time. It looked bad. They got by him in a sense, but he's quick. He stayed on his feet. He stayed in front of you. He made it difficult. It's not like oh, one move, oh, there goes Steph. One move, oh, there goes Steph. It's like, no, he is their worst defender easily. But what also comes into play is then you got to come guard me. Then you got to come stay in front of me, which you can't do.
Who's guarding AD?
We've seen AD get guarded. Who's guarding Steph?
By who? AD, I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm willing to bet
Dre do it.
AD might average more for his career than Steph.
Maybe, but he ain't.
So you're talking about someone that
averages.
Someone that averages more points a game, and is a world. I mean, you can't put them in the same sentence. Shooting as well, but you can't put them in the same paragraph defensively.
What's more valuable, shooting or defense?
But
Mikey, just answer me that.
we're talking about tandems, though. We're talking about tandems. Bron gonna give it to me every way. So that's what we're talking about. The complement of each other as well.
Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
Because I'll tell you what, we
Nothing
can choose better. I mean, there's scarier things. Nothing. You're saying nothing scarier that
Offensively
has been. You're saying that has been together.
Yeah.
Because we can. I mean, I can throw.
If
Bron and KD.
yeah.
I can throw random players together.
Offensively, nothing is scarier. Nothing is better. We won't see better.
And that's true. I'm not arguing that. That's true. I think they are the greatest offensive duo
and of
all time. I want to say that only because obviously you have Kobe and Shaq. Can't touch Shaq. But the thing with Kobe is that
Kobe wasn't Kobe yet.
Well, he was, but that's a whole other discussion. Anyways, I just think the last thing I want to say is that their basketball game complements each other so well. LeBron's such an amazing passer.
Okay, cool.
Having Anthony Davis who can finish at any way. If you're going to double team AD in the post, LeBron go to work. If you're and mind you, one of the biggest things about the Warriors is that you couldn't double team them at all. You literally could not. They had so many threats. I just think that, truthfully, AD and LeBron, I think, will make, when it's all said and done, and they've actually have some accomplishments to even put them in the same sentence.
That's if they get accomplishments.
To even put them in the same sentence, because like I said, I know. But if you're taking 2019 basketball players, obviously KD healthy, obviously he's on a wheelchair right now. Actually, no, he's walking, but
that's my boy. Shout out KD.
But if you take them as basketball players, I'm sorry, I got LeBron.
But here's the thing: we're not arguing 2019. We're arguing when they were together.
That's what. No, hold on. I'm arguing right now. I'm saying if KD was healthy right now, which duo is the better duo?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Give me Steph and KD still.
Okay, so
what I'm saying is I'm saying they have to surpass what Steph Curry and Kevin Durant did, because it's cool to have all the talent, all the skill. You got to make it work. And guess what? Kevin
And
Durant
I'm sure they'll
Steph
make
Curry
it work
made
fine.
work.
Which is, again, that's why I said I can't compare
Didn't
careers.
they
But
put
that's
some
what I
bling on?
said,
They put
Mikey.
some-
You're
they
trying to
put some
switch the
bling on?
conversation. You always try to switch the conversation.
they try to
That's
put
what I
some bling
said.
on.
I said I cannot you cannot put them in the same. They haven't done anything. They haven't played a
Exactly.
regular season game. So you obviously can't put them in the same sentence. Career, accomplishment, all of that. So you weren't listening to my opening argument. I said, look, if you take them as basketball players, and you have you're on the course trying to pick up teams, and you have this duo and that duo,
And the other guy that shoots from 50 feet.
and I'll take Bron and AD. Who do you guys think? That's what I want to know. Be sure to comment below because I want to hear some interesting takes about that one.
If you say anything besides Steph and KD, just know you're wrong. just know that.
That concludes this episode of the Nothin But Net Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
much.
We are
We love you
so happy to be back. You have no idea how much I was so sad that basketball was gone. Give me a second. Mikey, continue.
I mean, this is what LeBron James and Anthony Davis does to this man. He knows that's what's coming this year. He is that excited. You saw the tears? Those
This
are
is
tears of
what
excitement.
parody does in the league. This is what parody does to me. Oh my gosh. I'm
And
so excited.
Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for coming back for the newest season of the Nothin But Net Show. As you know, we got the beginning of the year, so we have a lot
So
of
much to
information
come.
we're going to give you
For
this
sure.
year. We have so much content to create, so much to cover. As he said, actual fairness in the league, so it's not, every discussion isn't who's the best team besides the Warriors.
Besides the Warriors.
Who's the best
going to
team?
win the ring? Besides the Warriors. Who's going to do this? Besides the Warriors. Yes.
Now it's an open discussion. Who's
Who's
going to
do it?
Like-
Besides the Clippers. But
Nah.
be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Follow our social media pages. All of that information is down below. And that's it from us.
We love you all. Peace.